Isn't it a lovely day? Ain't a thing I'd rather say. I'm hoping that you'll sit and stay while away this lovely day. Have you heard the robin sing, telling us it's finally spring? Isn't it a lovely thing that spring can bring this lovely day? All of the confusion that this world can bring our way, there are these sweet reminders you can look upon and say, isn't it a lovely day? Isn't it a lovely day? Ain't a thing I'd rather say. I'm hoping that you'll sit and stay to while away this lovely day. How you doing today? It is lovely to be back. I was here in May, so it's almost like I'm a seasonal object here now. I think that's kind of exciting here in October. Just beginning to get the chill of fall the last few nights. And the last time I was here, I just released a record called Porcelain Angel, which did a lot for me. In the last year, I've been traveling across the country, all around the country. I've done about 27,000 miles by myself in a car for the most part. I was involved with the Guy Clark Foundation, raising some funds for them with a bunch of friends. We did shows all around New England. I was out in California. I've been all over. So it's been a really exciting year. The thing is, I haven't put together another record, so I don't have a lot of new material for you. And I was worried. I had to go back and look at the other shows I've done here to make sure that I'm not repeating myself. But I wanted to play you some songs from the last record that I didn't play last time I was here. This one is called Your Last Straw. It's obvious to me you've been crying once again, and I know that you won't welcome any questions. Still, I feel like such a fool sitting silent as I watch you drive yourself in all the wrong directions. I know it's not for me to say, my role here is to witness, just a sounding board to bounce your stories from. Till I'm absorbing every story one by one. Sometimes hearts are lost in wishes for forever, and dreams are traded in for the luck of the draw. I can't take your first step, still I'll walk beside you. Don't know how. I don't know how. Help you to find your last straw. me how he treats you like the child he thinks you are. Deep inside you feel you always have deserved this, and you're wishing for the strength that you don't even know you own. From time to time I point it out, you don't know. I'd give anything to wipe away that cloud of doubt you live in. Show surprise. Sometimes hearts are lost in wishes for forever, and dreams are traded for the luck of a draw. I can't take your first step, still I'll walk beside you. I don't know how. Lord, I don't know how. Help you to find your last straw. So those are both songs from my last album, Porcelain Angel. The first song was Isn't It a Lovely Day? And that one's called Your Last Straw. I've got another tune from that record that I wrote with my friend Fred Kohler down in Nashville a couple of years back. Fred is just a brilliant songwriter. You know his songs, even if you don't know Fred. Fred co-wrote with John Prine a song called Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian, and that did very well for them. A song for Bobby Bare called This Guitar Is for Sale, which he co-wrote with Shel Silverstein. A couple albums back, the Galahad Blues was a record of mine. I did Shel and Fred's song, Don't Knock the Music. And this is one we wrote together called Pistol Whip Hangover. I had one too many last Saturday night. You know, I wasn't out drinking, I wasn't in a fight. I had a late night call from a beneficial friend. I could never have predicted how this week would end. She's always whispered that her number's on the mirror in the hall. I wake up in the morning, there ain't nothing there at all. I got a pistol whip hangover. I'll be 6 or 7 weeks before I get the call. If I run into her someplace, the talk always stays small. But then she'll reach out her hand and put her finger on my lips. And in her eyes I see the promise of a night I won't forget. And then we're right back in the saddle, no cattle but big hat. Me if you heard this, I might have mentioned that I got a pistol whip hangover. Expecting something different when you always get the same is the very definition of a man acting insane. I don't know what she's pouring, but I'm drinking it again. If I keep repeating with my beneficial friend, I got pistol whip hangover. I've been to 6 or 7 doctors about this strange relationship. I'll tell her how she pulls my trigger shooting from them hips. They look me up and down, but don't see no condition. That's when they ask me for her number. Does that girl need a physician? You wanna ratchet up the volume, but son, don't touch that dial. You're in a sweet position, and it just might last a while. You got a pistol whip hangover. Oh, ain't no prescription but to hang out and relax. 2 aspirin in the morning to avoid a heart attack. Anyone who sees me gonna ask me who won. They know I got worked over by something or someone. I got a pistol whip hangover. So I told you I was a little concerned about what songs I was going to play for you today. And I'm working on a new album, which will probably come out at the end of 2026. It's only really in utero. And as most of the records that I create are, it's a concept that I had about 2 years ago, that there were all these songwriters that I grew up listening to and that were highly influential to my writing and my performance style, and a lot of writers that I read that informed like the philosophies of my life and how I conduct myself politically and socially. So I was thinking about all these different people. You know, you think of sometimes, oh yeah, how your parents have influenced you, but for me, I think about that as well as all of these creatives. And so I wanted to do some kind of like dedication, tribute to them. The working title of the new record will be Tribute, but that's loaded with a bunch of other musical problems. There's a lot of tribute bands out there today, and that's not what this is about. I want to write songs that pay homage to the people that influenced me. And so some of them will be very indirect. I've got a song that really that I'll play maybe a little later, that it's a little harder to nail down who I'm talking about. But in this case, on this song, this is the very first song of the cycle that was written. And it's called Cigarettes. And it's pretty obvious by the end of the song who it's for. She met me at the depot, smallest car I'd ever seen. I had to hang my guitar halfway out the window. She played me old music, not long after low, as if you would what I traveled there to know. You struck me as the pioneer, songs unheard about plebes, whores, and misfits, Christmas cons and souvenir, made me the Jones for another, like a cigarette, like a cigarette. You were a mailman turned troubadour, Aladdin from Illinois. Seemed to have yourself a genie-filled guitar. You were the soundtrack to that summer, seasons off and on for years. Took you with me as I traveled near and far. I felt like a pioneer. Parts unknown on a bus with no regrets. Riding with ex-cons and queer, trading songs, sharing cigarettes, sharing cigarettes. must have wooed a dozen lovers with an angel from Montgomery. But dear Abby made her cry too. Just laugh. Now Christmas in prison, it's a holiday tradition. They'll play fish and whistle at my funeral when I die. Oh, again, you were a pioneer. Forged ahead just to set up some punchline. But I'll hear when I join you there and introduce myself to you, John Prine, with a cigarette. With a cigarette. And I wouldn't call myself a fanboy, but I'm still trying to get over John Prine's loss, the loss of John Prine. I don't worship my idols. But I don't know. There's something about having lost him that kind of changed the way I don't know, just changed me somehow. So that was a pretty straightforward song to write and to talk about my feelings around him. I it's based on a true story where my parents, in all their wisdom, put me on a bus at Port Authority in New York City, heading out to Kansas City when I was 13. I was alone. This is in the 1970s when the back of the Greyhound bus was sticky with nicotine, and there was a cloud of smoke because you could smoke at the back of the bus for some reason. I guess because all the air moved up in that direction. And it was a period of time when our president was underfunding mental health facilities around the country rather, and so people were getting released from mental health facilities and just being given a bus ticket, and they would climb on the bus to go somewhere else. It was just like, just get out of here, you can't stay here. And so the back of the bus would be folks who were, struggling with mental health issues, people who just gotten out of prison, anybody who wanted to smoke a cigarette. It was a motley crew in the back of this bus, and I'm 13 years old. I've got a guitar, and someone says, "Hey, bring that back here, play us a song." And I spent the next day and a half playing for these folks and trading songs and smoking cigarettes, which I was smoking heavily at that time. Anyway, and when I got to Kansas City, my sister turned me on to the amazing work of John Prine. So that's the story behind that song. I want to play another one that's new. I'll probably mess this one up a little bit too, but this is a song that I'm pretty sure is going to be on the new record next year. There it is. And I'm not going to tell you which songwriter this refers to. Actually, it's two. I'm just going to play it first. Baby's cooking in the kitchen, making supper for the band, slicing onions just to hide the tears. What's going on here? Oh, can't you tell? Old tea kettle's lost its whistle, wedding present from her dad. I know enough toil when storms are threatening. But we always worked it out in time. We know enough to try and make the effort. Communicate to navigate the ebb and flow, knowing when to let go, when to dig in for the daily. I've been working way too hard. She picks up slack here in my absence. Off and on we take each other's burdens on. But lately me and my songs have broke the balance. Always work it out in time. We know enough to try and make the effort. Communicate to navigate the ebb and flow, knowing when to let go and when to dig in for the daily. Winches in the valley did some damage. Up here in the hills the power's down. She lights a candle and leads me by the hand as only she can. As only she can. We've always worked it out in time. We know enough to try and make the effort. Communicate to navigate the ebb and flow, knowing how to let go, and not just dig in for the daily. Oh, the daily. All right, I think I got just enough time for one more song for you. And this is a song I'm pretty sure I've never played on this show. So I'm going to be doing a lot of shows around New England in the coming weeks. You can find all that information, my tour schedule, and when the new record comes out, etc., at reeshadmusic.com. Just remember that my name is not like Reese Witherspoon. I spell it without an E at the end. Rees. Anyway, this is a song that came to me one morning when I'd just gotten up, had my coffee, sat down at my guitar, which I do most every morning. And I had this vision of a young girl running across a field from a barn to an old ramshackle house, shouting for her mother. Quick, Daddy got the wagon out. Mule's been hitched with bad intention. Never should have said it, never should have spoke a word about that magic lantern presentation. Mama talked sense into that man we loved. Mr. Neumann on this land for miles. And nobody ever gonna hear what Papa say down at McKendrick's Mercantile. Hand of justice, where's the watch of gold? are gonna turn them scales. Pretty little girl in a handmade dress won't ever throw progress off the rails. First bloom of spring, it started showing. A gentle breeze kept the heat at bay. My first taste of independence, to see the world on a vaudeville stage. Mr. Norman introduced us to sights and cities he'd come from. Said he was honored to share his visions of what this small town could become. Hand of justice wears a watch of gold, and no sharecropper gonna turn them scales. A pretty little girl in a gingham dress ain't never thrown progress off the rail. All the questions I kept asking, Mr. Norman's pointed gaze, to win important men's attention at such a youthful age. Hand of justice wears a watch of gold, and no sharecropper gonna turn them scales. A pretty little girl in a soiled dress won't ever throw progress off the rail. So, mama come quick, daddy got the wagon out. Mule's been hitched with bad intention. Never should have said it, never should have spoke a word about that magic lantern presentation. I'm Rees, Shad, and I really appreciate you listening. Thank you.